Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Bitcoin rallies over to 7,500. The market cap almost approaching $250 billion, 222 billion at the moment. Bitcoin Cash is getting kicked in a dick, just hovering around over 1,000. Ethereum holding nice at 336. A lot of updates today. Market is getting the confidence because the institutional money coming into Bitcoin with the futures and all that good stuff. Lots of good updates on the horizon for Bitcoin. Go and touch briefly on the Bitcoin Cash subject again. Basically, just getting the information as I get it. You know, because I've seen the debate between Johnny and Roger. You know, it was like 2 years ago, I think. Or no, it was earlier this year, like 8 months ago. I watched that thing so many times, but I watched it again last night. Just because it's always good to go. That's the thing. When there's really good sources of information out there, it's really good to venture back to those information when you have a broader awareness, because you're going to be able to pick up on things you might not have looked, or you're looking and listening from a different perspective. You're a different human being listening to it now than you were even a month ago if you're putting in a lot of work, right? So if you're a different human being listening to it and it's a good, valuable information, you should probably do it. I did that last night. It's over an hour. Listen to it all, and also listen to McAfee on Bite Size Bitcoin's channel. He did an interview the other day. That was interesting. So what I drew from both of them, because I'm it really sucks, because I feel like all of my homeboys went over the Bitcoin Cash, right? Like all the people that were cool, that were kind of edgy in Bitcoin. You know, you have Roger, McAfee, all those guys, that crowd, the libertarians. A lot of them went over the Bitcoin Cash, and I was sad because I just felt like, man, you know, it's just me and the nerds now. I love the nerds. I love Bitcoin. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it how it is. So I'm listening, and of course, John was talking to Bite Size Bitcoin, and he was saying, like, you shouldn't care who's mining it. What does it matter who's mining the Bitcoin? Because at the end of the day, it's still a decentralized currency after it's been mined, right? And he was saying, like, you know, just Satan himself could come up and start mining Bitcoin, you know, stop hating on Wu, all of this stuff. And I was listening to that, and I was like trying to really trying to absorb it. And I was like, all right. But then, of course, I listened to the debate again, and Johnny just shot that down, because it's like Roger and John are right. Like, the miners want what's best for Bitcoin, because then they make a lot of money, right? That's only the good miners. Like, once what Johnny brought up, and it really kind of seals the deal for me. It is what it is. There's no really comeback from this. But once the mining becomes so centralized, meaning the block sizes are so big, only very, very powerful people can run mining operations to keep Bitcoin going. Once that is in the hands of a few people, once you can go and, you know, Wu is like, you know, Jian Wu is the master of mining, right? Somebody can go put a gun to his head. Or, you know, some government can force him to make changes, right? Or maybe he gets bought out. There's trust is all I'm saying. Once something becomes in the hands of just one or two, and John was right when he was talking about, you know, this is business and miners are going to come together. They're going to form a group. You know, there's going to become monopolies. That's fucking life. And that's true. But if we can fight that as much as possible, because Jian Wu, he has the ASIC boost patented. He has the game on lock with the cheat code. And now you can only use Bitcoin Cash to purchase. It's a very slippery slope when somebody has that much power. And I'm not hating on anybody. I love the fucking ballers. When I had no money, I was fucking so happy when my friends would hit for $100,000 in poker and I'd be on a $50,000 downswing. I was fucking happy. Like, I don't have any of that in my blood. When I hear people talk about that, it's just something so foreign to me. Like, I am so happy to see people successful. It has nothing to do with hating on Jian Wu. It has everything to do with putting trust in the future of what possibly could be a big chunk of humans' monetary value when you're talking about transferring value from one person to another. Bitcoin, I don't really see going anywhere. It's going to be very hard for the governments to top that. You know, if you listen to my channel, you already know how I feel on that. But when we're talking about bad actors that get into mining. That's the only problem, because what if, the government then, because the government has unlimited money, they can do whatever the fuck they want. They can buy the best, biggest, awesomest mining equipment. And then what do? What if they want to attack Bitcoin? What if they, what if these miners are running it and then they don't want Bitcoin to do good? What if they do something that's bad? And yeah, you can always have a fork and all that, but you're just going to get crushed, because once all the mining power, let's say Bitcoin dies, because all the mining goes to Bitcoin Cash and people are just like, fuck it, stop using Bitcoin, everybody uses Bitcoin Cash. And then Bitcoin Cash comes on top by a long shot, by a fucking mile, by so far. You don't have these Roger Veres, you don't have these McAfees that can fork off and create another Bitcoin like they did. Like if the shoes were reversed, if Bitcoin Core wanted to fork off and make their own coin, and Roger and all them were on Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin Core would have a really hard time fighting back, because they're not rah-rah, right? They don't have the marketers. You can be as badass as you want to be, but if you don't have a loud voice, if you don't have hundreds of thousands of Twitter followers, if you don't have ways to get out there, then, you're going to have a really hard time. And that's all I'm saying. And it's just a slippery slope, I'm saying, though. It's not about the good miners. It's about the bad miners. And when you put all the power in the miners' hands, and it means, you're gonna need, I'm thinking 5 years down the road. And John said there's only a few years. No, there's 20 years. It's a long fucking time for miners just to rule the world. But it's not just that. They can literally break Bitcoin. If there's enough hashing power that's evil, right, then they can, it's in their hands. It's trust. So you obviously want to keep that. You want to make it as to where as many miners as possible can get in, and it's fair. That's what you want. You don't want to make it where you need billions of dollars to enter the game. Then it's over. So yeah, I know it says it's going to be short on that, but that was just basically what I was doing tonight. Some of the updates. Okay, let's go to the market real quick. Lisk is just absolutely on another level. It's very cool because we're seeing Bitcoin go up, but the altcoins, some of them are getting hit, but it's not. I'm kind of on the edge when I'm thinking, if Bitcoin goes any higher, we're going to start to see these alts drop off a little bit because of the FOMO, especially if Bitcoin touches 8,000. At this point, it's very hard to predict, because right now Bitcoin should be crashing, in my opinion, because of all this bullshit with Bitcoin Cash. However, all this institutional money's coming in, so it was kind of like bad timing in a sense for Bitcoin Cash, just because they're going up against a train. It's just, there's nothing they can do. There's just all this Wall Street money that already planned to get into Bitcoin, didn't know shit about Bitcoin Cash, and they're not going to fuck with Bitcoin Cash, right? Like Roger Ver isn't that big of a voice when we're talking about, the Wall Street money coming in. Plus, they probably don't like Roger, because all Roger does is talk shit on Wall Street money. So, but I'm just saying that it's just, it is what it is at this point. Like, I just think Bitcoin left the harbor, and you're trying to like pull on the anchor, right? You're trying to pull on the anchor, and it just drags you into the water with you. So it is what it is. And I'm researching all the Blockstream, all the core members. I'm doing all of that. Following them all on Twitter. I'm seeing what's up, seeing, every little video they've been on. I'm doing all that kind of work. And I sent a video because I was data mining to fucking one of my friends, and I think it had like 4 views. And he's probably got to be wondering how I found that video. It's like, dude, what are you doing all day? What the fuck, psycho? And I just call it data mining. I don't know. I get a lot out of it. They say Warren Buffett reads 3-4 hours a day, and people always like, well, that's crazy. How does he do that? And there's a lot of money. There's a lot of power in knowing. A lot of power in finding. And I could have seen the Bitcoin Cash debacle coming from a mile away if I was really, really paying attention, because right after, I couldn't have seen SegWit getting canceled, right? Because, even with that letter, I didn't see the letter beforehand, but even with that, do you really believe it? There's so many of those. But once it's canceled, I should have saw everything aligning, that everything was going to jump to Bitcoin Cash. I just bought a bunch of altcoins anyway, so it's all good. But all right, moving on. Some really big updates. No Limit Coin is going to be accepted on AliPay. Holy shit, AliPay. This is like the biggest payment processor ever. 1.7 trillion in China, right? So this is just absolutely going to break the floodgates into China, because this is like their PayPal basically, and you could buy cryptocurrencies with it. It's just going to, it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know how big this is going to be, but it's going to be absolutely massive to be able to buy off of AliPay. Look at that volume. That is absolutely insane. So that is super exciting. And that's the cool thing that happens. Like out of nowhere, you're just going to get these super big bombs about these coins that I'm working with. I can't speak on anybody else, but I know we don't stop. We don't fucking quit. Raphael's he's a gangster. Raphael gets shit done. He's always working. That's one thing about Raphael. He's always working. He's always working. And the dude's got a mouthpiece, very good reputation, very trustworthy, and he has so many connections. And boom, here we are, AliPay. Only the best of the best are getting on this. And then another one, just a random site that just another, they do business in China as well. They're only need to get, he doesn't sell this one's off, as you can see. But yeah, you're only got basically the top coins. And then of course, Raphael, what you can buy yen, all this stuff, right? Mexican peso, you can buy in whatever. Just the connections, guys. Just the connections. Before you know it, we're going to be, because right now we're focused on getting into the East. We want to get into China market. We want to get everywhere over there, all into Asia. That's what we're trying to do. Really trying to act like we were born there. We're trying to build a website for them, right? Just like we did with the football. And so once we really start hitting all the different languages, marketing, mastering, we have people in China, all that really good stuff. Another good update, onG coins have been passed out. The new UI, the new fucking skin should be next week. No promises, but we are ahead of schedule. So, hopefully it'll be next week. If not, maybe 2 weeks. So we are really close to getting that. I've already been showing sneak peeks. Super excited about that. To get the coin integrated. You already know you can get your whale up votes from your boy. But it is on Ether Delta. I woke up, somebody was saying that they got some for, someone was dumping like 4,024 cents each. And that's awesome, because it's just like, when I see somebody invest in an ICO, wait 2 months, they could have put that money in Bitcoin and the Bitcoin price could have just rose, and then they sell for a loss. That makes me happy in a way, because then it's like, man, the game, it's kind of like when I see poker and someone go all in with 7 deuce offsuit. I get like a little smile, right? Because it's like, man, the game's still profitable. The game, like, no matter what, the crypto game's profitable if you're a holder. But I'm a different breed. I'm like a hodler, and I'm also a hustler. I do both. I set my lures. You can call it trading. I call it winning. So, I just set winning lures that can't lose, basically. When you get because the dumping is real. That's what a lot of people, I think I'm the only channel and the only perspective that has really hit this home. And people I'm not trying to brag, but I started with nothing, and I just absolutely tore this game up. I remember my grandma was telling me when I was playing poker, she's like, you're in the wrong game. You need to be in the stock market. He's like, you have the perfect mindset for this. And I never understood until now. Now I understand why I have the perfect mindset for this, because I don't know. I just see what the other people are doing, and it's like they're that emotional. And when you're a robot in the game, it's just cutthroat. It's like when the blood's in the streets, I'm the one holding the knives. It's just crazy. It's just so easy. There's been nothing easier than to absolutely just capitalize off of other people's fears. I've always gotten big discounts on coins. I've told people how to do it. Even if you don't have that much, you can start somewhere. It's the law of starting. It's the law of not looking at what the fuck you have, but what the fuck you can have. Enjoy the game. Money's nothing. Money's just a source of the score. Like, if I didn't enjoy what I did every single day, I didn't start with a lot of money. People want to, I was making big bank with what, 200-300 subscribers. No referral links. Just straight making moves, documenting it. Like, you don't have, I don't know. A lot of people are just very timid. They come in like, oh, I only have $100. I don't have, I don't have many followers, this or that. That's you thinking about what other people think about. Like, if you just acted like you were the only person on this fucking planet and just did you, like, act like, I like to think of it, a lot of people live their lives like they have roommates, meaning they don't want to go out in the living room with their underwear on. They don't, they always feel like they have to walk on eggshells, Like, I always act like I don't got nobody in the fucking house. I'm coming out butt ass naked, singing, doing whatever the fuck I want, dancing. That's how I live life. That's why I can get on this mic and say what the fuck I want. People might be like, oh, that's pretty. I would never put myself out there like that. But at the same time, it's like, because I'm naked dancing. I don't give a fuck. I'm in the house alone, chilling. Like, this is my world. I don't have to abide by anybody's walls. That's why I can do what I do. If other people, like, if you just got that fucking who gives a fuck what they think attitude out of there, like, who cares? Do you. Do whatever the fuck you like to do. That's the whole thing, man. Real recognizes real. And it doesn't matter, like, if you think your real is sucks, because real never sucks. If you're real to yourself, it's always cool, man. Like, you know, you might not, you're always looking, oh, well, I'm not funny, or, you know, I'm not passionate, or I'm not this or that. But it's like, I don't know, maybe you're easy to be around. or maybe you keep things interesting. I don't know. Everybody's got their little thing. One of the things is people turn into boobs because they don't master anything. And yeah, it kind of sucks if you're not really good at anything, and you didn't master your mental intelligence, and then you come around some people who have been training like ninjas and who have honed their mental intelligence to like that of a fucking robot, and then you come in and you're fucking, just kind of like a boob, right? That's your fault, man. You can easily hone yourself. You can easily do some, mental activities to increase. Like, it just takes a little bit of honing your emotional intelligence. Once you got that down, then you can practice whatever you want to get good at, because you can be good at anything. It's just, it's very crazy. And you always want to be good at what you're naturally like, what you like to do. I always knew, like, I love the internet. Like, whenever I got the internet way late in my life, but I always knew that this was where I was going to make all my money. And I've been a lifelong entrepreneur. I had a job once when I was like 18 for 2 weeks. I saved up a paycheck. You can go listen to that video, because I'm not going to put my business out again. But yeah, I'll tell you, in one of my videos, I tell what happens after that paycheck. But I never worked again, not for other people. And also, so onG, big updates coming out with the platform. Very good time to set some lures, get yourself some onG at the on Ether Delta. There's a lot of bounty people who look at it as free money, or people who are just terrible traders, whatever it may be. Always a good deal, especially when Bitcoin's going up like this, because people might just be like, oh, I gotta sell now because Bitcoin's gonna go to 8,000. I can't miss out on that 3.5% gains. So and there's just so many other things I want to talk about, but I really can't think of them right now. So I'm going to kill it here. Cheers. Peace.